welcome to another edition of MIW. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate very much. Because of you, I am able to do this. So today I'm going to talk about something well, it's not really off topic, it's about dating. Okay, there's a friend of my son's, or several of my sons, he shot himself in the chest. He killed himself over a girl. This is very common. Teenage boys, or I'll call them young men, I don't like the term teen, young men before the age of 20 are four times, how do I say it, four times the suicide rate as young women the same age. Now, young women are, I think, four times more likely to attempt suicide. So, apparently to me, the women are just wanting attention more so than the men, because the men get the job done, all right? But the sad thing is the suicide rate is really up among young men. Why is that? I think a lot of it has to do with the lack of male, male guidance in the home. Too many single mothers, not enough masculinity in the home. These boys, they have no idea how to. All right, three boys came over to my house the other day, friends of my sons, and they're in their teenage years. I don't like that. Young men between the ages of 16 and 19. So they all shook my hand. Three of them did a great job, which surprised me because usually young men don't know how to shake hands because no one's there to teach them. The third one says, I don't shake hands. Well, he shook my hand, but it was poor. So I taught him how to shake hands. Now, I have to wonder if there's a man in the house, and if he is he doing his job to raise this kid? And the reason I'm bringing that up is because this boy that shot himself, and this isn't the first one that's died, got mixed up with a girl. I had somebody do it back when I was younger. Okay, they need someone to teach them how to relate to women. First, they need to be taught that there is no Cinderella story. This one-itis, that there's one special girl for you. I don't think so. I mean, maybe. They'd have to be less than 1%, because I've been around a long time. I've went out with a lot of beautiful women, and I've seen a lot of relationships with a lot of my friends and other people I know, and I don't think there is such a thing as the one. Although, I could be wrong. All right, but these younger men get this idea of the one, and what happens is when the one doesn't want them anymore, they just think their life's over. They don't realize that there's a billion women in the world. They need a father to talk to them and tell them that, hey, bud, there's going to be a lot of them that you think is the one. They need some strength, some inner strength. A man has to be able to walk away from any woman anytime. Or if she would happen to leave him, so what? It's kind of like a taxi. There's one on every corner. You have to be willing to walk away. I don't care if you're married to him or whatever. Now, does that mean you just walk away from your wife and family? No. But if it comes to the point where you're being disrespected enough and she's like running the household, you have to be willing to walk away. I walked away from a wife of 12 years. I won't even go into detail, but the reason I stayed longer than I should have is because we had 6 kids together. Well, 5 at the time. 6 later on. We had one after we had separated, and it was my kid. But I stayed much longer than I should have, because once they start disrespecting you and you allow it and they know they can because you don't want to lose your family, it just gets worse. And she'll eventually leave you anyway, okay? But the point is you have to be willing to walk away. You know, the strange thing about this, I walked away. Of course, we lived in Central America. I'm in Mexico, and I called to talk to my kids, and she's like, she had taken the kids from me, wouldn't let me see them, and the whole story of divorce and separation. You've heard it before. If you haven't, don't get married and experience it. But anyway, I called her and can I talk to the kids? And she's like crying, saying, I can't believe you left me. And I'm saying, well, first, you won't let me see the kids. I can't. What's the point in being there? She's trying to get me in trouble, making up false accusations. So she was shocked, though, because I had allowed her to treat me so badly because I wanted to keep my family together, that she couldn't believe that I actually left her. Okay? So you have to be willing to walk away. Anyway, long story short, I have all the kids. They've been with me for 9 years. She hasn't been here. She's gone back out in her own country, and I've got a good life, a great life. Back to the original thing here about the guy offing himself. See, even during that time when things were going terrible, man, I tell you, I understand how you feel. I felt like offing myself sometimes, but you have to realize that that is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Every woman that I ever walked away from, yeah, the ones that I was married to anyway, it was difficult. Okay, but I knew that it would pass, and I knew the day would come when I would be with somebody else, or I would be by myself, and I would be glad that I was away from that person. For example, I'm single now and I just date. I haven't had a steady relationship for over a year. I didn't really want to leave that girl, but I wasn't getting respected, so I left. That's just the way it is. I don't put up with that crap, and nor should you. You should always be treated with respect, because if someone doesn't respect you, they don't love you. One, the respect has to precede number two, which is love. That's something you need to remember. And it starts out as little things. Okay? Women constantly test you. They constantly test you. I had one girl that I went out with, and she would say something to me about slamming the doors on the cars, on the Ubers. It's like, what the hell? It's just a test. I didn't give a shit about that guy's car, nor should you. But I didn't actually catch that as a test at the time. So they're always testing you about something. I did catch the test when we go into a restaurant. She would try to pick the seat. I wouldn't let her. She would try to walk in front of me. I didn't let her do that. These are all things to see if you're going to try to lead a relationship. Now, in that particular relationship, it became so much work. It was just too much work, so I walked away. That woman will never keep a high status male by acting the way she does, because she wants to be dominant. And generally, guys follow her around. She told me that. Well, when she meets somebody who's got some balls, he's not going to do that. Like me, I am not going to do that. I tolerated too much, but she was young, so I was patient with her. I gave her the opportunity, which I do with everybody I go out with, to learn. And then if they learn, that's fine. I'll stay with them. But if they don't, and I can see they're just going to be, we call it bullheaded or stubborn, I'll walk away. It's not worth it. It takes too much time, too much energy. I have more important things to do, and so should you. Your mission, your purpose should always be your number one priority. Never let a woman be your number one priority, because if they even think that they are your number one priority, they'll start disrespecting you and treating you badly. Okay, well, that's all I got for today. It was just some thoughts I was having. I hope this has been of value to you. Hit that like, smash the like button, subscribe. Appreciate you coming here. And if you'd like to get my help personally, you can contact me at marksinspirationalguidance@gmail.com. Be cool.